Well, yeah, that's all I could hear, Andy, when I pulled on the floor here off the elevator was Exile on Main Street. Good choice for a Monday morning, I'm thinking anyway. It's part of the Mick Taylor years. They were better. You know, the Stones went through 3 periods. They went through the Brian Jones, Mick Taylor, and now the Ron Wood. My favorite was the Mick Taylor. Yeah, that's when I was a kid. All right, good morning. It is Monday, January 23rd. It's a warmish, breezy. I mean, it's cooler than it's been. We had a little sprinkling, smattering, and this and that yesterday, but generally speaking, our winter has turned into 40s and wind. Got it, Andy? That's about right. 40s and wind. Okay. I spent the weekend watching sports and doing what I usually do. We had a full weekend of professional playoffs. What was it? Divisionals all this last weekend. And NFC, AFC championship weekend next Sunday coming up here pretty soon. And then we'll have the Super Bowl. Used to watching college football all day, all night long. So I was watching college basketball. It's not even March yet. And did you know that Army has a basketball team, Andy? I knew they had a football team, but they had a basketball team too. Now, generally speaking, that you would think that, I mean, Army, there's the people that we send to war. They're going to war. They're fighting battles. They're, enlisting the Army to be the best you can be. Except their football and basketball teams aren't very good. I mean, you'd think that they would be good, Army Rangers, and, all right, but they get beat by Bobcats and Gamecocks and Gators and Longhorns and other armies like Trojans. And, I mean, geez, it's like, I'm watching this weekend, Army's playing basketball. It's like they were being led by General Mills, the cereal maker or something. It was... I just don't know, Andy. You'd think they were good, they're not. Like I said, it's Monday, the 23rd. I was reading NASA and some other people are exploring the oceans. Not outer space, but the oceans. Now, wait a minute. 70%, 71, over 70%, Andy, right? You're telling me 71 and change percent, 71 and change of the Earth's surface is covered with water, right? Okay. And 80% of that is unexplored. We don't have a freaking clue what's down there. Okay? So NASA's saying that once we know more about the ocean, we will know more about other planets. Because presently we know more about the moon than we do about the oceans. Like I said, they say that the oceans and what they're going to encounter down there would resemble hostile planets. And there's some pretty freaky stuff when I started researching this for today. The deepest parts of the Earth's oceans are known as the Hadal Zone, and that's named after the Greek god Hades. That was the god of the underworld. And to say that it's foreboding is an understatement. It's very worthy of its name, Hades. They have like these, you've heard of the Mariana Trench. They got these deep trenches that meander through the coastlines and the plates. And they wander through the globe. These places are 6-7 miles down below. It's like driving like Andy, how 7 miles can you get? Is Vaughn 7 miles from Great Falls? 11, Sun Prairie, maybe 7? It's that deep? That's deep, man. That deep, man. That is so deep. NASA's been working with the Woods Hole Demographic Institute. Okay? They've even sent, like, Mars rovers and landers, like, to the bottom of the sea. And first they tried to get, like, to these hadal zones that I'm talking about, like the Kamerdishe Trench and Mariana Trench, and these are like valleys in the crust. And they'd send down cameras and landers and unmanned water vehicles. They just disintegrate, just boom! You know, they disintegrate because the water pressure is just so immense. It's just like, wow. It is just immense. Wow isn't the word. It just crushes. Cameras disintegrating. They got some good stuff. If you think it could, survive on Mars, you would think. They could. It's just. Right now, there are at the like I said, is it Kamerdishe Trench? It's like northeast of New Zealand. It's 6.2 miles down there. 6.2 miles down. It's like, hey, you kids, get out of the deep end of the pool. No pools. Jeez. They say at those depths, the pressure is over 15,000 pounds per square inch. Per square inch. I mean, that's hoofed up. They're thinking, I'm thinking, you're thinking, NASA's thinking, there can't be life down there. 7 miles, 6 miles down. Water pressure's immense. There is no light. Okay, no, you need light, water. Okay? You'd think that, right? You're wrong. Hey, oh, say it isn't so, yeah, it's Godzilla. Oh, yeah. Godzilla, well, no. NASA, well, maybe Godzilla. NASA reports that the trenches themselves they are far, far, far. They're saying, no, they're far from being devoid of life. In fact, they support a rich cornucopia. I told you I'd use a bowl of fruit somehow. Now I've talked about it about brunch. It's an alien-like ecosystem is what they say. Alien-like. There's that word again, aliens. Now, aliens will get, maybe there are aliens, but the deeper you get, the closer you're getting to the core. Okay? And the closer you're getting to the core, you got all of the, what are they called there? The hydrothermal nuclear, not nuclear, Andy? No. Hypothermal, I had that. Vents, I did have that right. That's where the plates are, and they're way down there. 7 miles down into the ocean. Well, you're going to have water that's 6.5 miles, 7 miles down. It's dark and cold, very dark. And then all of a sudden, you got those vents, the fissures or whatever. God, where's our science terminology when I need them? So it goes from freezing to almost 300, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You got that. So somewhere in there's got to be a temperate zone, you would think. And, I mean, Andy, if the Earth itself is 70% water and we can't even find missing people, nor have we explored all of the land, then can you really imagine what's down there in that temperate zone? Bodies, aliens, Godzilla, the lost civilization at Atlantis. Jeez. Holy Christ, all of that stuff could be down there. And so what you got down there, let's get back to life that we were talking about. There is life down there. A lot of you have seen it. A lot of you haven't. If you haven't, Google life in the trenches. Life in the trenches. Like I was saying, you had to have all of those temperate zones. Well, what you do is you have creatures themselves. They're creating their own light. There's pictures of, they create their own photosynthesis. Nailed it. And they survive that pressure by adapting. And by adapting, they look like freaking monsters. There's like fish down there that are huge. They got fangs. Fangs as big as my fingers. Okay? Fangs. They got like little things going over the top of their... They have lights on it, like a light. Beep, 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 beep. They're attracting moths, literally, to signal to other life there's light. They attract. They are literally dinosaur-looking things down there. What we got? Fang tooth, viperfish, anglefish. They're huge mouths, huge teeth. I've seen these. They got armor plating. They're like, they look like things that are in Jurassic Park. They're just big, crazy monsters down there. And we're exploring it. It's like they have glow lights on it, Andy. Beep, beep, beep. It's cooler than shit. We have no idea what's down there. We have no idea what's in the ocean. We don't even know what's on the planet. We know there's sharks, whales, stingrays, manta rays, electric eels. Now there's monsters. We're all freaking doomed, I'm telling you. Not bad enough that they don't know what's on Earth. It's just amazing how they don't know. And how would you know? How would you just hang out down there? And you know, how would you just hang out there and know what's in the oceans? We know that we've got continents sinking. We know that the continents have shifted. And it's not just limited to the oceans. Now, if we're going to talk about deep waters, and we're going to talk about weird stuff, let's talk about Michigan. I'm from Michigan, and it has a unique weather pattern all its own. And that's because of the ecosystem and because of the Great Lakes. It's a peninsula. It's surrounded by some biggest lakes, freshwater lakes in the world lakes. You got Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, you got Lake Huron, you got Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. If you're from Michigan, you throw Lake St. Clair in there. That's the Great Lakes is a shipping channel. It served as means to connect the Atlantic Ocean to the Midwest. It led to the rise of Buffalo, Chicago, Detroit. Okay, Erie Canal's built. Now you got ships going from New York to Chicago. Okay, around the lakes. Lake Superior's wicked. In the centuries since the Great Lakes documentation, we've got 16,000 to 28,000, and this is like 400 years, 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, 300,000 lives lost, including the Edmund Fitzgerald. Who's that, Gordon Whitefoot? I was a senior in high school. It happened in 1975, Andy. What? Oh, look. Oh, shit. Secret document. We got classified documents again. Jeez, where'd they come from? Great Lakes are spooky. Let's get back to those. You shouldn't be interrupting me, letting everybody know. We got the Lake Michigan Triangle. Okay, that's like Benton Harbor. It's a triangle, goes from Wisconsin. It's a triangle in the lake, and there's like missing ships. Ships show back up with no passengers on it. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle. It's the Lake Michigan Triangle. Andy, why is there no big deal about the Bermuda Triangle now? I mean, come on. We used to hear about it. Everybody's missing in the Bermuda Triangle. Let's play with. We got the Michigan Triangle. Plains, it's all there, okay? There's other things, like the legend of Lake Erie's Bessie the Monster. Okay? It's kind of like Loch Ness, but in a bigger lake. I've been on the Great Lakes. I've been on all of the Great Lakes. It's freaky out there because you could get on a boat and go. Okay, and I used to go on Lake Erie and Huron, and you go on a boat and you go to sandbars, but you can't see the shore. I don't know where you're at. You got serpents, specters. What is it? Saggy? It isn't. Yeah, Saginaw Bay Saggy. It's a lore monster. Saginaw Bay Saggy, if you look it up, is a legend, a sea monster that kind of plays with the boat and kind of is cool about it. It's not like eating you and stuff. It's kind of cool. Now, if you want to watch the Great Lakes and mysteries of the ocean, and you got NASA, and I'm just quoting shipwrecks, and they're a mysterious place. If anything, and I mean anything that last summer's drought taught us, it showed us that as far as mysteries, they're everywhere. Underwater. So, they are. Besides it being a foreboding, Hades-like place, there's a lot of stuff out down there. Okay? As the waters receded over this summer, you saw a lot of things. You saw dinosaur tracks on the bottom of riverbeds. World War II warships, a Stonehenge thing in Spain, a 3,400-year-old city in Iraq. All right? A hunger stone in Germany in the river, and what a hunger stone is like it's a rock that has 2 or 3 different languages on it. In America, of course, we know what we have here. Mississippi's drying up, revealing planes, trains, automobiles. Lake Mead in northern Arizona, Nevada, northern and Nevada-Arizona border. It's just east of Vegas. It's drying up. Okay. Bodies. Mob hits are showing up. People are thinking, we found Hoffa. We found him. He was in Lake Mead in Vegas. Cars, boats, even a small farming village kind of showed up that was like washed up, flooded when they put the Hoover Dam in. Andy, is that right? Yeah. So we got the oceans. We got Great Lakes, Flathead Lake. We got rivers, Missouri River right here in Great Falls. They're all basically mysteries because we can't live down there. Someone goes drowning here in Great Falls, and we don't find them for sometimes years. If you can't find a body where you know where it's at, what else is down there where you don't know where it's at? And you think about it. So, all the missing people that we talked about a couple weeks ago, maybe they're all in the ocean, Andy. I mean, that might be that might be it. They might be in the oceans. But I mean, NASA's there, and you know, it's just freaky when you start reading about it, because there's like monsters and sea monsters and ancient civilizations and ancient volcanoes and lost continents and what are they not hiding? If there's an alien civilization, maybe they're living down there. And maybe if you get to the core, it's inner Earth where, you know, they're living there. You never know. You never know, Andy. It's just a mystery. I don't know who's paying for it. When I first read about it, I was weird. NASA's in the ocean? What in the freak is NASA doing in the ocean? And now once I've read about it, they're the only ones that can build the equipment. So, it's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to all of us. What's going on, Andy? What else, man? What else is mysterious? What do I got here? I got shootings. We got our regular shootings over the weekend, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia. But we got a big one in California. California, 10 dead, 10 wounded. This happened Saturday night, early Sunday morning. It was a ballroom dance studio where people were celebrating the Lunar New Year. I believe that's an Asian community that this happened at, and an Asian holiday. It was in Monterey Park, California. It's like, wow. Big one, a big one. Of course, another staff shooting at Wal-Mart last week. Andy, did you see that? Guy's mad with the co-workers come in and shot somebody in the lady's in the face. Her daughter wouldn't go out and go out with him, and you know the drill. You ever thought about Walmart and what it's turning into? It's got to be one of the most dangerous places in America. Think about it. First of all, it's a festering sauce pot of viruses, germs, poor hygiene, poor grooming practices, and just not sanitary, all wrapped into one mass of people. There's coughing. There's the Mucinex family. Okay? You know, it's always been like that. Now you throw in shootings. The staff is shooting other staff. Customers are shooting other customers. Staff are shooting customers. Customers are shooting staff. It's like Wal-Mart's like, we got 2 of them here in Great Falls. We do. Last week, George, our buddy Santos, was making the rounds again. And this time, I don't know. I mean, there's all rumors, there's all pictures of George Santos dressing in drag. I don't see what the big deal about that is. However, he denied it. It's like, no, it wasn't me. I would never do anything like that. And denied. And then he came out last week and admitted that, yes, it was me. But in an accompanying statement released on Friday, he also stated that he was indeed the lead guitarist of the New York Dolls, a 1970s glam band. And you can take that to the bank. Meanwhile, our buddy Vladimir Putin has escalated and continued his war of attrition on the people of Ukraine. His latest move is he is bombing hospitals, apartment buildings, schools, supermarkets, and the power grids, along with children's nurseries, all big threats, of course, to his army. Yesterday, Andy, did you get this? The Russians have like a Congress, like they have a parliament. They're kind of like, we have a Congress, and Britain has those people that get up and I don't believe you. The whole place is erupting with people in Britain. In London, I watched it, the House of whatever it is, and they all go crazy. But the Russian Parliament came out and issued a statement again. They warned not only that they warned the nations that are supplying aid, humanitarian aid, first aid, or weapons to the Ukrainians. That would be NATO and the United States. And who wouldn't volunteer first aid if you were, okay? He said that the United States and NATO countries, specifically Germany, France, Britain, Poland, and the United States, are facing catastrophic responses by the Russian military. So, you know the drill, okay? He's threatening the parliament, threatening what? No, you're shitting me. Really? Andy said, look under my seat for a president. Wow, it's classified documents. I don't feel so left out, like the news said last weekend. More presidential documents, more documents. Everybody's got documents. Andy, thank you so much. So, because Putin's being a dick, everybody needs to remember to do your duck and cover drills, because we all know hiding under a desk will save your life in event of a nuclear attack. So, everybody do your duck and cover drills. Not so fast, you people in New York. Go in the house, go in the closet, stay there. Everybody else, duck and cover. Andy, are we done? He says we're done. So, everybody, thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Remember, kiss your dogs. Adopt, don't shop. Spay and neuter. Rescue. Empty the shelters. Foster. Get on board. Come on. Okay? Mostly kiss your dogs and duck and cover. Right? Right. Andy, we're done? We're done. So, until next Monday, thanks for coming by. Wonder what's in the ocean? Look it up. They're finding all sorts of crazy, crazy stuff. We might even do a more follow-up. This was really cool. Fish with arbor. Dun, 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 dun. I am arbor fish. Till next week, see you, everybody. We're out of here.